Hi Flosstube, I'm Misty Purcell. Welcome to my channel. If you've been here before, welcome back, and if this is your first time, thanks for visiting me today. It's already August 1st. I don't know how that happened, but the month of July flew by. I thought I would be back a bit sooner, but I ended up going out of town. I wasn't sure if I would go out of town in July or August, and I was able to leave in July, so that happened, and then I didn't have as much stitching to show as I thought I would, so I decided to get some more things done and then make a video. So I went to visit my mom in July, which was really fun, and got to see the baby goats. I'll insert a video at the end of this video of the baby goats so you can see them. But yeah, it's been a good month. It was a good visit. I bought a hutch. Yes, another hutch. Hopefully going here. When my mom comes to visit, she'll have to bring it to me. So we're estimating that she's coming in October. Speaking of October, it's not too far away. Creep it real. So I love, if you've been following me for a while, you know, or if you haven't been following me for very long, you don't know that I love Halloween and I love fall. Fall is my favorite season. Halloween is one of my favorite holidays. I saw this mug on Instagram. I started following, I think the account is called Halloween Herbivore, and I was looking through her pictures, and there was a picture of this from TJ Maxx that she'd found like at discount in January. So I looked it up and I was able to find it on eBay from someone in Pennsylvania, and there was one, so I ordered it. And it came, and I'm really enjoying it. Awesome. Yeah, and let's talk about that for a minute, because did you know there are 91 days until Halloween? Are you ready? I know not everybody loves Halloween the way I do. That's fine. You don't have to, but I'll love it enough for all of us. I got this on Amazon a little while ago, and it's very fun. So it's a perpetual calendar of sorts, although only somewhat perpetual because there's only 2 digits. So you can only do it for a certain amount of countdown. You can't do it for 99. I guess I had to wait until I got down to 95, I think, days. Okay, is there anything else I want to say about that? Why is Halloween awesome? Well, I'll tell you why I think Halloween's awesome. When else do you get to dress up as a kid or an adult and pretend to be someone else for a day? Free candy, eating too much candy, cute little kids coming to your door dressed up, if you get trick-or-treaters, which sadly I do not. No obligation. You can participate in Halloween. You cannot participate in Halloween. You will not be judged. No one has any expectations of you, so you don't have to worry about getting someone a really good gift, whether they'll like it or not. It's in fall, which is an awesome season, and it's in October, which is like the best month. It's a beautiful time of year. The colors are awesome. Who doesn't love black and orange? And if you like kind of a vintagey look, maybe cream mixed with that, gray. And if you like more of a modern look, then you can include purple and lime green. Good colors. You can go 2 ways. You can go kind of maybe 3 ways. Cute Halloween, spooky Halloween, these can overlap, and bloody, scary Halloween. And I suppose the creepy, spooky kind of overlaps with that. I am on the cute, spooky camp. I don't like very scary Halloween. I've done like Halloween, leading up to Halloween marathons of watching Hitchcock, which is pretty fun. And I may do that again this year. I would like to rewatch Vertigo and probably one other one, but it's not coming to me right now. So anyway, those are some of the reasons why I love Halloween. If I sat down and thought about it, I could probably come up with more. Also, there's just like a lot of awesome cross stitch for Halloween. So there. Okay, so what have I been doing? Well, I did the 24 hours of cross stitch July acrostic challenge, and I failed. I I had planned to rotate all of my whips, except for, well, button up is kind of in timeout at the moment. I'd planned to rotate all of my whips, and I was not able to accomplish that because I was also doing the Magic of Christmas stitch along, and I went out of town, and I knew that I was picking a time frame. I was going to do 240 minutes, so it's like 4 hours per letter, and there's 10 letters. That's doable, but it's a bit of a challenge because I'm also model stitching right now, and I was doing a lot of that. So, whatever. It was a good challenge, and it inspired me to stitch, and I didn't get all the letters completed. So, what I did work on is Where There Are Bees, and I didn't bother to get the chart out, but that's by Prairie Schooler. So this is my, did I start this in June? I think I started this in June, or possibly May. I don't know. June or May I started this as part of my A Very Prairie Year sal that I'm doing with Barbie and Helen. Barbie Pedal Pusher and Helen D, East Coast Crafter, depending on where you're looking for them. So the colors in this I've changed up. You can see I'm getting pretty close to the end. I added this back on to my August challenge for the 24 hours of cross stitch. I stitched a little bit this morning, and I think maybe 4 hours will finish it up. So I'm excited about that. I am kind of ready to be done with summer stitching at this point, and this to me is a spring summer design, so it'll be good to have it finished. This is stitched on 32 count linen in the colorway Linen by Weeks Dye Works. I'm very happy to hear that Weeks is changing their fabric base to be Zweigart because I don't love this particular base. But yeah, this is looking awesome. I don't know that I'll fully finish it this year. I may wait. I'll just look around and see if I see things that look like they could work, or if I feel like ordering a custom frame, I'll think about that. Okay, so let's talk about the Magic of Christmas Stitch Along. So this was hosted by me, and this was for the month of July to pick any or as many designs as you'd like to stitch from the Magic of Christmas to Cross Stitch book by Veronique Anjanger. This is available on Amazon, and I was working from a specific page in the book. Let me see here, page 35, 34 and 35. So I worked on ornaments from this page in the month of July. I showed you, I think I may have finished the deer ornament last time. So then I stitched the bird and the mice. And the mice I think were just in progress in my last video. So I was really determined to finish these, and I'm happy to say that I did. So here we go. I fully finished the deer. This one will be mine. So I'd asked in my last video for suggestions for finding an oval template, and people gave me really good suggestions. So thank you for everyone who took the time to talk to me about that. And mostly people just suggested like things for scrapbooking. So I'll show you in a minute what I ended up using. But I did a larger oval shape for this one, and then I did a smaller one for the other two ornaments. The trim is Lady Dot Creates, I think it's Sizzle, the pom-pom trim. And then the ribbon came from Michaels. It's on like a tube of several different ribbons. And then the bell I bought last year when I was making Cardinal Noel. I think I got it at Hobby Lobby. Has a nice sound. So I'm super happy with how this turned out. This was stitched on 40 count Zweigart in white. I did the sewing method in hand. It's stitched 1/2. I just basically followed Vanna's various tutorials on finishing. So there is batting glued to the oval on the front, and I did it on the back as well. I do intend to put my initials on a piece of linen, like stitch them and then glue it. I just didn't get around to that yet. I don't know if there's anything else I need to say about that. So, one. And then the robins. These are so sweet. So this one will also be for me. This one's a slightly smaller oval. Yeah, I just love it. And then one more, the mice. I've had them on the tree so I can admire them before I have to put them away because Halloween is coming and we're still in summer. And then these are the mice with the mushroom, and this one will be a gift. And this is the same size oval as the birds. There are a few other ornaments as I looked through the book that I think could be finished as ovals and would look nice, so I would be likely to probably stitch those next so that I could have a grouping of the oval ornaments before I would move on to other designs in the book. The book is full of great designs, so you would not regret buying it, and it's very reasonably priced. Okay, so I used the Fiskars template, this one. So for the larger one, the deer, I used this size, and then for the other two, I used this size. I used that to trace the ovals, and I traced them on mat board, and I cut them out with scissors. And I would say that the mat board was like kind of a normal standard size thickness. It wasn't especially thin mat board, but I was able to cut through it okay with the scissors. And then I also used, I ordered I ordered one other thing because I just wasn't sure what would be the right size. I ordered these June Taylor, they're quilting templates, and there's like a pack of them, of ovals. And she has different shapes and different sizes. Presumably this is for applique, I imagine. So this is what I used basically to cut the fabric out, the stitched part, and it let me kind of line up with the lines to center the design. And still I wasn't super perfect with that, and I would have to, you know, I would have to shift it a little bit when I actually mounted it. And I did glue it on. I thought about lacing it, but sometimes because I was so off, I didn't have enough room, or I didn't feel like I had enough room. And I could get like a really smooth edge with the glue, but otherwise I may have like laced it and then glued it. I don't know. So I got these on Amazon, and so they were helpful as well. What else did I want to say about the ornaments? They all took me about 8 to 9 hours-ish to stitch. I stitched them all in hand with the sewing method. I really enjoyed stitching them. Even when the frog visited me, it was still a fun stitch. I really enjoyed the Sal. I had such a fun time, and I pretty much abandoned all my other stuff to do that, except for like my model stitching and where there are bees. So I was trying to think of like, why was this so fun? Because I want to repeat the experience. One reason it was fun is because a lot of people stitched along, and it was really fun seeing what they were working on from the book. And we were all doing different designs from the book, so I would look on Instagram and see people doing all different projects. Another reason it was fun is I think it was just satisfying to have something that could be finished within, you know, a week or so, and that I had actually like an idea of how I wanted to finish it at some point. So that's made me think I'm planning to do something along the lines of autumn and August, which is what Jerry Caudell was talking about recently. I knew I wanted to get back to some Halloween and fall stitching, and so I'm trying to plan out my month, and I'm wondering, even though some larger scale designs are calling to me, if maybe I'd be better off doing some small things. So along with that, I had a new start, and I didn't know that there was going to be a stitch along for these starting today. But I happened to start this yesterday on the 31st of July because these have been burning a hole in my stash since Kathy released them. I decided to start with this one because this was one of my favorites. Although I liked them all, this one was just really calling to me. And I did a conversion to weeks, mainly because I have a lot of weeks, and I picked some colors that I thought looked good on my fabric. I was thinking of doing Harvest Moon, I mentioned like several videos ago. But then I was thinking that it would look really good on Whisper, which is the new color I released recently. And I think it's pretty awesome. Aren't those cute? So I'm going to be using weeks for mine. And I cut out the little template. I didn't center this very well, but I cut out the little template to see kind of where to start. And I think I'm going to pick 5 or 6 of them to do. Not that I'm going to do them all now, but like 5 or 6 that are kind of my top priority. I think that'll fit pretty well with the space that I have to hang them. I think if I did all of them, I wouldn't have enough room. So I'll plan on stitching like 5 or 6. But I enjoyed this. This was probably, I don't know if this was like an hour or 2 hours of stitching that I did yesterday. So this will be part of my August challenge for 24 hours of cross stitch. This is stitched on 32 count and it's stitched 2 over 2. Anything else? I guess that's it for my projects, who I've been watching. I haven't had a lot of time to watch Flosstube. And if you have a long video, sometimes it takes me days to watch your video and then I get interrupted and forget that I didn't finish it. So sometimes I'll like watch one person over lunch, over various lunches. And sometimes if it's shorter, I can catch someone like in a morning while I'm stitching. But I did manage to watch some people. I watched Angel, and she's the Elegant Thread. She lives in DC. I believe she said she used to be a pilot, which was very interesting. And I enjoyed watching her. She makes project bags, and she shared this really cool shepherd's bush. I think it was a Halloween design that was really neat. So that was cool. So you could check her out if you haven't. I watched Amanda May. She's Artist Design. She just released this awesome chart, and I hope I get the name right. I think it's Boo Bee's Apiary. And I saw it and she posted on Instagram and I was like, I really want that. And I was like, I have to order it. You know, I just have to have that in my stash, and hopefully I can get to stitching that in the not distant future. So I placed an order, and I'll insert a photo of the pattern here if you haven't seen it, because you probably need it too. She has it available as PDF and print, so I ordered the print version and I should have that next week. So I'm excited about that. Amanda May, if you happen to be watching, awesome design, and I wish you much success with it. And lastly, I've watched Christi, Java Girl Stitches. I've watched her before, but I just want to mention her because she just did so many amazing Halloween finishes lately. She's a really good finisher, and everything looked awesome. And she's the one that was mentioning the Scary Apothecary stitch along, and I think there also might be one for one of the Brenda Gervais Halloween designs, Hollow's Eve at Raven's Hollow. I've been thinking about starting that since I saw Jerry stitching it. But again, I'm wondering about the scale of my projects, but I'm thinking about that. I think there may be a stitch along for that. Check out Christi if you haven't. Check them all out. I'll link them below. Okay, so what are my plans? I plan to keep it real. I'm going to do the August challenge, and I got less enthusiastic about, I shouldn't say less enthusiastic. I got less ahead of myself, because I'm not less enthusiastic. I got less ahead of myself in filling this out and just expecting that my plans would change. I would like to get back to the American flag quilt sampler, and I thought it was reasonable that I could do like an hour a week for 4 weeks, or 2 half-hour days for 4 weeks or whatever to get my 4 hours in. And then I may put it aside because classes are starting at the end of August. And then I'm going to be really busy. Like, I'm already really busy. Where am I going to fit teaching in? I don't even know. So I'll be working on that, I hope. I'm going to finish up Where There Are Bees. Like I said, I hope another 4 hours will finish it. I'll work on Bitter Brew from Hands On Design. I plan to get back to Away We Ride because I haven't touched that all of July. And that's Halloween. I've got it down for 2 slots, so I've got it down for 8 hours. We'll see if I do that much. And then I'd like to start some things. The 24 hours of cross stitch, like, marathon weekend is coming up the second weekend of August. I plan to participate. I will not, it's over 48 hours. I will not like go without sleep for that. I'm just going to pick a number of hours that I pledge to stitch and try to do that. And I learned last time that it's better if I have the food already and I'm not cooking, I'm just reheating. So my plan is to have food made for that weekend so that I can just stitch, and I'll do other things. I won't only be able to stitch for like the whole weekend, but I'm gonna like try to do better at preserving the stitching time. So I might have a new start that weekend in honor of the marathon. Got like some weird rebel curl things going on here. So that's a plan. I'm doing the fall/Halloween in August in general as a plan. What else? I have some gifts and some haul. So of course one of my haul things was the Artist Design new release. I got a gift from Jenny, a couple gifts from Jenny. That was the get your fabric out of the dye bath alarm that just interrupted me. So I did. Okay, so I was saying that Jenny sent me a gift, and she sent me this awesome card that she made. Isn't that adorable? And personal stamp, really nice. And she made this notebook. Oops. That's awesome. Thank you. And then she passed this along to me, and I didn't have it. You would think at this point that I would own like every Prairie Schooler chart that has been made, but somehow I don't. And there's still like, you know, a list of Prairie Schooler charts that I want to get. And this was on my list. So it's like she just somehow knew. This is super sweet. So thank you, Jenny. And then if you've been watching Barbie and Helen, they were talking about how Barbie's local needle workshop is unfortunately closing. And Barbie sort of offered to be our personal shopper at the needle workshop. And I was kind of like out to lunch or something on this because Barbie's like text or messaging photos on Instagram, and I'm like out running errands, and oops, I was just clueless. So like, I don't know, hours later, I'm like, oh my gosh, I just missed this. Are you still there? And she was, or she went back, I'm not sure. So I had her pick me up May because I don't have this one. I don't know if this will go on my window or if I'll just stitch some of the motifs or display it somewhere else, but this is a really sweet one. Because I didn't have this one either. And this, just a second. Maybe I'll show you this too. Okay, so I had her get a couple of Halloween magazines. This is the 2016 from Just Cross Stitch. And you can kind of see here which designs are included. Hopefully I didn't move too quickly for you. And then this one, which is the 2017 issue, and I'll show you a little peek at what's in this one. So I thought it would be fun to do a giveaway for one of these, so I'm going to give this one away because I love Halloween, and it's autumn and August / I just love Halloween. So if you would like to be entered to win this magazine, tell me what you enjoy about Halloween. Anything. Okay. You must be 18 or older in order to enter. And please be a subscriber. Please don't mention giveaway. The giveaway will be open until August 14th. And then after that, I will draw a winner. Okay. Is there anything else for that? No. Okay, so a couple shop things and then the baby goat video. So I've got, I think these came in after my last video. I got a bunch of Brenda Gervais Halloween and some Christmas These are some of her older designs. I have her newer ones that came out coming, and they'll probably be here on, aren't these so good? They'll probably be here like Saturday or Monday, so you can look for those. Ever since Michelle Garrett stitched this, I just feel like I need to stitch this too. And I've never been able to get it out of my head since seeing her stitch it. So these are some classics, and I'll have the new ones as well. I can't remember if there's 4 or 5, but I've got most of them. Helen had asked me about New York Dreamer, so I picked up some charts from her for my shop. I think her name is, it's either, I don't know if she pronounces it Ezia or Ezia. She's very nice. And so autumn time, and I have winter time and summertime, and I have the houses that Helen mentioned. There's a summer house, I've got a Thanksgiving and a Christmas house. They're super cute. So you stitch the little house and finish it into the shape of a house. And then, as I mentioned, I've got the new Scary Apothecary, the last of the series. At the moment, I have the entire series in my shop, but I've only got 1 copy left of one of them. So just so you know, I have all of them at the moment, but at some point I'll, be running out of some of them. But the new ones I just got in. And I'm really enjoying stitching. So I mean, stitching this, I think it's a really fun series. Kathy is such a good designer. So I hope that you will enjoy stitching it as well. Okay, I guess that's it. No. Yeah, for now. How am I going to be in the school year if I'm this confused in the summer? I don't know. I didn't think I was going to do a video. Well, I thought I was going to do a video today, and I planned it. And then it was very gloomy, and I was like, well, I guess I can't make a video, so I'll wait till tomorrow. But then it got sunnier, and then I'm like, okay, maybe I am making a video. But I'd already like mentally moved on with my life, that I was doing other things like dyeing fabric and working on exams and stuff. So my mind had already moved on, and then trying to get my mind to come back to this thing after I decided it wasn't happening somehow is very difficult for me. It's weird. I don't know if other people have this, but like to mentally transition sometimes from one thing to another quickly is not something I can do that well. I mean, sometimes you have to, right? But if I like expect to be doing something on a certain day, or I'm in the middle of something and I have to stop doing it to do something else, sometimes it's hard for my mind to like move to the other thing I need to do. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoy the baby goat video. I believe there's a hollering goat in the background. You can just ignore her. She's just a loud Nubian goat, and that's how they are. My mom raises Nubians. That's the breed of goat that she has. So the babies that you'll see are Nubians, and they're... I'm trying to remember when they were born. There's 2 different groups of babies, and maybe May and beginning of June. Something like that. So anyway, I hope you enjoy the baby goats. And I hope you have a great couple of weeks. I'm gonna say I'll be back in a couple of weeks, and I'll try to do that. And hope you get lots of stitching in. Hope you enjoy your summer. If you like Halloween, I hope you enjoy your preparations in advance for Halloween. Take care. Bye-bye.
Hey. Hi.